Hello, big brother. How are you today? I got a secret to tell you. You want to hear it? I'll say it anyway. I went to the Big Brother house in South Africa. That is South Africa. You want to hear some stories? Please let me tell you. Oh, hello, Big Brother. I'll come to... See you to talk about Scott. I really like him. Well, I do, but I don't. But I just need a hug. Go, 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 go. Oh, it's Big Brother's little... Yes! That's my favourite time of the day. Hope you're very well. Welcome to the show. Great show. There's been thunder both inside and outside the house. Coming up on tonight's show, Will Miller. Hello there, Will. Give us a wave. He's here to talk about tomorrow night's eviction. And right now, he's keeping a very close eye on what's going on inside the house. Also on tonight's show, we're going to be analysing actual housemates' artwork. And word to the wise, it's very, very scary. But we kick off, as we always do, a little bit on this big news. Okie dokes. The big story of the day is that last night's picnic reward turned nasty. After one too many shandies, Steph and Ray's newfound friendship turned sour when Ray grabbed the subject of Steph's tears on Sunday night.
Sunday, should we talk about Sunday? Eh?
Oh, I can't believe you just said that, Ray. That is a different kettle of fish altogether. That's
the same kind of conversation that we just had just said.
Not at all. We're just talking about it as a joke.
I really am going to shut my mate now, right? I really
No, don't, Ray. Say what you think. Because I'm telling you now, I know that what you said was wrong. Not long ago. And you can walk away as much as you like, Ray.
You can go to hell for all I can.
Go to hell. Come on, Ray. Lose your rag.
Ray in losing it, shocker. Incredible. 2:15 a.m. they called an uneasy truce, but peace was soon restored at 12:09. Take a look at this.
This is the second time I woke up and regretted totally what I've done the night before.
Really?
And I said, yeah.
I feel like I was a bit of a drunken wally. But, you know.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it was drunkenness, but sorry for last night.
No, don't worry, Ray. I appreciate the apology and I'm sorry as well.
Enough said.
Only the second time you've lost it, Ray? Now. Porky. Next up is a story for those of you who've been losing sleep over the lost pin carelessly dropped by Scott on day 47 whilst making his leprechaun outfit. Well, yeah, shocking, breaking news. At 10:38 this morning, Cameron found it. Look up the definition of that VT in the dictionary, slow news day. And finally, John is back in the house, which can mean only one thing. Shopping list was miscalculated again.
Right, we're 74 pence over. Yeah.
We take one
Well,
Haribo
one part of the
off.
sausages.
One Haribo off.
That leaves us with 23 pence to spend.
Well, I think I prefer to keep the Haribo than have the white pudding.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, indeed, we can confirm that the housemates forfeited the white pudding. This left them with a spare 25 pence for some sweet corn. That was Little Brother's big news. Okie dokes. Last night, the housemates performed an 8-minute, 37-second opera consisting of 6 songs. Now, today, we're not talking highlights. Forget highlights. Highlights are for losers. We're offering you the chance to appreciate one of them in full. Have we lost our minds? They are, we've chosen pretty much the top 4, Tickle Timo and Camerotti's entry song. There we see the two wonderful tenors together there. Scotticelli and Ramingo's Task song. Oh, the wonderful baritones there. Nisciano and Ramingo's Chicken song. Oh, the look of love between the two of them. And Steffaciuni and Camerotti's Early Bird Song. Wonderful. All you have to do is decide which one you want to see, and you will see it. So, for the entry song, text poll A to 85444. For the task song, text poll B to 85444. For the chicken song, text poll C to 85444. And finally, for the Early Bird Song, text poll D to 85444. Text costs 25p plus your usual message rate, and we'll play the winner later on in the show. Okie dokes. 8 days' time, someone's going to walk away with 70 G's. But is it the leader of the house that's going to win? Here to talk about the leadership qualities of the remaining housemates is leadership coach Jane Riley, everybody. I see someone's been performing a little magic while I've been away over there. You're definitely the leader around here, aren't you? OK, first of all, leadership coach. Discuss.
OK, from the point of view of, I usually work with people in business, looking at how their behaviour either helps or hinders them, kind of leading or influencing the people they're with. So it's how they behave.
How am I doing with the gang around here?
We maybe need to do some work.
Really? Yeah, you got that right. With them. OK, last week Ray was head of the house. He's the most vocal housemate, but is he a natural leader? I say no.
I don't think he is, not in terms of actually getting things done. He'll lead you into trouble, and you'll have a really good time doing it. But he's more of a person to challenge the rules rather than set them. He doesn't want that responsibility of kind of making sure everything's OK. It's much more fun not to be in that position for him. In that respect, was it quite... I assume, therefore, it's quite good viewing from someone like you to see him in a leadership role, someone that's so ill-suited to it. And he just literally didn't take it on. All he was more concerned with was his choice of music for the beginning of the day. The tasks weren't important to him, and then it was kind of over and done with. But he kind of strutted around a little bit, looking special at times. So. OK, he sold me. OK, last night, Ray, in Steph's word, flipped his lid. Will that affect his chances of winning? I mean, he's done that a couple of times now. I don't think so. I think the key thing for him is that he's apologised this morning. There's almost an endearing quality that he's shown as his emotions. OK, he was under the duvet crying, but we all knew he was crying when John was talking to him. So it's just that human side of it. He's stressed out. It's a long way into the programme, so I don't think it'll give him any problems. He apologised as well. He's not even the one who maybe wasn't or was in the wrong there. Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult to see where that argument really stems from. And I think it is that he's very conscious. He'd had a few drinks. He knows he can get vocal. So, you know, that's his way of kind of trying to smooth the waters. He can get vocal is the biggest understatement in the world. OK, everyone refers to Cameron as the daddy of the house. How do you rate him as a leader? I think if it's in a traditional business with traditional ethics and standards for doing things, Cameron is calm, very good to go to for advice. I think the problem is that he becomes very parental, as both Scott and Steph have said about him. So he's the kind of person that you'd invite to a leaving do, but you really wouldn't want him to be there. Sure. OK. Well, that's a bit harsh. OK, let's talk about the girls. Since Nush and Steph became the last remaining girls, their relationship has gone from bad to worse. Take a look at this.
She said she didn't mean it exactly like this, but that I use my sexuality to get what I want, and I actually was a bit offended by that.
She didn't like the fact that obviously Cameron had this interesting story to say and she wasn't the centre of attention.
Why is it all the attention always has to be on Nush? With this now?
Oh. Well, I just think I her off in every single thing I do. Just worry about it and it's like, what can I do? I can't do anything to make it better.
Now, neither of the girls strike me as natural leaders, but what's going on there with them?
I don't think they are natural leaders. I think the difference is that they're completely different. Just because they're girls, we think they should get on. It's like having somebody speaking Japanese and somebody speaking German. And the problem is they're just completely miscommunicating. Nush is bubbly, she's flirtatious, that's how she gets on with people. Steph is very much the other extreme, quiet, take my time to find out who you are. Just because they're girls, they don't have to get on. And I didn't say they did. No, but it's also got worse because their translators have left. With Tanya or kind of with the other housemates, they're the girls like Tanya and Justine. Sure. There was someone there to kind of bridge the gap between them. It's got worse because they are so kind of different. There's no mediator. Cool, OK. Scott's the boogie's favourite to win. Who do you think's going to win and why? I think it's between Scott and Ray. I think, depending on how drunk Ray gets over the next few days and how many times he apologises, I wouldn't like to say between the two of them. Jane, thank you very much. You're their leader. You're their leader. OK, on Tuesday, Federico told us about John's tactics. Apparently he is an agent, a secret agent, with plans to shake things up. Make Ray paranoid.
No surprises there, and expose Cameron as a fake. With that in mind, today's Cool BBLB is, what do you think of John's game plan so far, and what should he do next? Here's how you get in touch. Up a ladder now. Still to come, we examine the housemate's original artwork. We speak to Will. Hello there, Will.
All right, mate.
Everything going all right?
Well, it's a bit boring.
Okay.
Yeah. Cameron stood on something a minute ago.
Don't get rid of that gold yet. We'll talk about it later on. And then we talk about John's game plan. We'll see you in 3. Welcome back to BBLB. Still to come, we find out the housemate's artwork and what it tells us about them and your views on what John should do next. Right now, time to talk about tomorrow night's eviction and catch up with the latest from the house. Mr. Will Mellor.
All right, mate.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Very well.
OK, before we go into this, your favourite housemate this year and why?
Well, it was Ray, and now it's sort of gone to more Scott.
Why?
I don't know, I just feel like I could have a beer with him and he'd be a good crack. And he stayed quite consistent, but Ray's getting a bit sort of tense now.
Do you think if you had a beer with Ray, he'd try and fight you? Is that the reason why?
No, he just gets a bit confrontational. I mean, everyone does when they've had a few, but I think it's since John's come in, he's felt a bit of pressure, and because he doesn't know what can happen with John, he's starting to be a bit under pressure, and he's starting to snap a bit.
What about least favourite housemate?
Steph.
No hesitation there whatsoever.
No, she does me head right in. Especially from when Lisa was in there, and I just thought she was treated horribly. And Steph was I hate two-faced people, and she was so two-faced. And because she smiles after she says something, not in a bad way, and then does that giggle, people sort of think she's being nice when she's not, and she goes and sort of gets everyone else on board to hate one person. I hate that. I just think, be honest with people.
Now, speaking of which, most people come on, they pick their favourite clip.
Yeah.
You've come on and picked your least favourite clip.
I know, because it was when I threw the remote control at the telly, and it's one of the moments that I thought, when that happens, it's a good clip.
OK, well, let's take a look at it.
How contradictory
On the
can you
sofa,
get?
in front of everybody, she said, give me a break, I've only been here a week.
Just no.
On the sofa, when Ray found out about the 3, and
Well.
I was like, come on, girl, we all think that, but you can't.
If it was me.
You can't at all.
You're right, mate.
I'm going
I've got
back.
changed.
I was just saying.
No,
I was just saying that.
Most favourite perfume on for the other boys, Cameron, they're in the room.
You know what I was saying? The fact that it's a pub.
It's an Irish pub, which I think is a bit weird.
But the thing is, it does soften the blow.
Easily Cameron's worst moment.
See that? I mean, gives her a hug. They've just been blatantly just cutting her off. She walks in and they all, she is. I mean, you can't get much more stab in the back than that, can you?
OK, you've been spotting for us. Any stabbing in the back going on?
Not really. It's been a bit sort of dull. John's been reading heavily in the garden, which, is great watching.
What's he got his head in there? Anything?
I don't really know. It wasn't a beano or a dandy. But there's no, she was having a kip outside.
Yeah.
Ray, though, has been daydreaming it heavily in thought. So, I mean, I think he's a bit sort of pondering over the argument last night, with Steph.
Yeah.
Which kicked off a bit, obviously, because he had a few of them. And Steph's just been asleep in the lounge. So I think Ray feels a bit bad about the things he said.
Excellent stuff. OK, and who do you think's going to win 70 grand at the end of the day?
I think Ray probably will win it. Because at least he's having a go, you know what I mean? He's actually got something we can talk about, you know what I mean? If everyone agreed with each other, it'd be boring, wouldn't
Sure, absolutely.
But I would like Scott to win, because he's been very consistent, and he just seems like a decent lad, so...
Well, thank you very much. More from you later on. OK,
Thank you
so going to
very
be Cameron on this weekend. You decide here the crucial eviction numbers. OK, before they entered the Big Brother house, each housemate drew just a picture of their house. They're displayed here on the Big Brother gallery. Look at that. This is public service broadcasting. It's like we're taking you to the Tate Modern. We're definitely there. Look at that. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, look at that. The music, the camera movement, just everything. Isn't that wonderful? And let's get on with the item. Here to tell us the meaning behind these doodles is colour expert Angela Wright. Angela, welcome to the show again. Many times.
Hello,
it's a pleasure to have you with us. Now, you're essentially going to talk about this artwork. Lisa's here. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Excellent stuff. And you're going to be guessing whose house is whose vis-a-vis drawing. OK, let's just get straight into it. This first house, what does this say?
Well, the first thing I think we need to say is that a house is symbolically yourself. It represents your true self in dreams or in the unconscious mind.
Sure thing.
So here, this picture here suggests that this house is quite mature, very nice, very open.
What a detail there, right?
Yes, quite a lot of trouble gone into the picture. It's great.
Sure.
But this person's kind of an open book because the big windows there, that conservatory on 2 floors. No, here.
Oh, here. Sorry, beg your pardon.
And it's quite colourful inside, but there's a lot of work going on the outside. The garden represents, what the world sees from the outside. I mean, if you think about it, the house, you don't know what's going on inside, but you can see what's going on in the garden.
Yeah, sure thing.
So this person is working on their kind of public persona, if you like. But
now, they've got a couple of people out here.
Because the inside's just fine.
Got a couple of people out here. Is that the person themselves, or do you reckon they're gardeners?
I wondered about that, whether they're hoping other people will help them to improve the picture out there. I get the feeling that one of them is probably the artist, and the other is just possibly some kind of an ally.
Excellent. Glad they're not both the artists, otherwise that'd be very confusing.
Well, it would be a bit worrying, yes.
Lisa, what do you reckon?
Well, I think that is. Nush.
It's Cameron, who's age 32. Don't know why I put the age there, but I like it anyway. Okay, you move on. Let's whip through these now. Okay, this one here, this is interesting because this to me is a house close-up.
Absolutely, and that's quite significant. Yes.
Okay, talk to us about
this. Okay, it's actually quite a childlike picture. This person's possibly a little bit, dare I say, immature, but on the other hand, they're quite happy. The window dressings, the curtains, suggest that they like to look out at the world, and they're quite happy for the world to look in at them.
Excellent.
They're quite grounded with the red brick walls, but there's something they don't want the world to see about them. Because each room in your house is an aspect of your personality.
Sure.
And the tree is hiding one of the rooms.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Lisa, who is it?
Ray.
It is Ray!
Well done.
Your work? Okay, excellent. Now, we've only got about a minute left, so let's whisk through these. Now, this is insane. Someone's done two here, so what does this say to us?
This is the real one.
This says to me,
This
Nush.
is the one that this person is aspiring to.
Okay.
The real one, the little house is very dark, very tiny, and all this is diversionary tactics outside.
Cool.
But inside it's... And up there is what they aspire
That's just cosmic,
to,
that,
what
isn't
they
it?
want to be.
Okay, Lisa?
Quite spiritual. John.
John? Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Nush, as you can obviously see. Next up. Okay, lovely.
Well, this person's pretty well balanced.
I like this drawing.
Red, blue, green and yellow are the four main psychological colours.
Okay.
So solid blocks of all four suggest quite a balance. And the predominant yellow is optimistic and quite sort of basically quite a happy person.
Lovely. Okay, we've kind of run out of time, so this is indeed the last one. So, Lisa, who do you think?
Scott.
It's Steph, age 28, with a big old Georgian house and the sun in the sky and the dog there. Thank you very much, ladies. Okay, at the beginning of the show, we gave you the chance to choose and see one of last night's operas in full. 38% of you said the early bird, so sit back and enjoy.
At 9 a.m. As early as the hens step and rise, she sweeps up all the floors.
She takes the shower.
Then we both go
break the storm.
What a surprise! The others arise!
Okay, today we asked you to call BBLB and tell us what you think of John's game plan and what is he going to do next. Let's go straight to the phones. Sarah from Derby. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Dermot. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks.
Cool.
Okay, what do you reckon?
I think John's manipulating everyone and it's working wonders. They're getting all really paranoid just as they were getting comfortable and thought they knew where they stood with everyone. I think he's just stirring up the tension and he's going to cause some big arguments.
Strange, because when he first went in, everyone said, oh, he's not doing anything, which was kind of, I mean, what do they want him to do, run around naked, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think now that, the last couple of days, especially with Ray, he's just getting him to...
He's hilarious, he's just toying with him, isn't he? He's too intelligent for him all, they're not on his level, he just thinks about weird stuff. and then he just teases with them all.
You should meet him. He genuinely is too intelligent for everyone.
That's why I
man
like
knows
him.
things he don't even...
Too intelligent. He's great.
Yeah.
I like the way he's sitting back and just watching his seeds grow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, for me, it's just when he first walked down, you know, the stairs wearing the suit. I mean, that just give a statement, right?
Absolutely. The total, you know, the kind of total entrance, the little word to the camera as he went in. It was almost like, yeah, I'm back and I'm in charge. Watch the sparks. Yeah, revenge, definitely.
He's been reffing you quite a lot as well, hasn't he? I don't know if you've been... Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been saying you're really nice and stuff like that, and which is playing with their minds as well, because they're thinking that, you know, he's been talking to you and so forth. Yeah. OK, thank you very much, Sarah. Samantha from Somerset. Hello, Samantha.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody yourself. Me country cousin. What do you got for us?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm glad Don went in, but Lisa, I'd have loved it if you'd have gone back in. Their faces would have been cracking. But Don is definitely playing up.
Yeah.
And not only that, he's playing up to the nation as well. He's winking at the camera. You can see him loving it.
Yeah. I mean, even when he walked down the stairs to start with and he just reffed the camera, it's just before the doors were about to... You know, he knows exactly what he's doing. Are you a big fan of the fact John's gone back in, Samantha?
Absolutely. Okay. Definitely.
Now, you've got an idea for what you think he should do next, is that right?
Yes, I have. I think he should get Steph aside and hint that Cameron has got a wife, but, you know, really give it the old, I'm sure he has, but I can't say anything, you know how it is. You know, really wind them up, because it's got to get kicking in there, hasn't it, really?
So, Samantha just endorses John making stuff up?
Yeah, why not?
Of course. Thank you very much, Samantha. I mean, OK. Phil from Southampton on the phone. Hello, Phil.
How you doing, guys?
Not bad at all. Go for it.
Excellent. Well, it's hot enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last night was good. All the fights and the tension, and you can just see that people are really on edge. But I just think John is the man to make things totally kick off in there, because he doesn't care what the hell the other housemates think of him, does he?
That's very, very true. What do you think he should do next?
I think he should just start dropping some subtle hints that he knows stuff about them. I think Cameron's he's a really easy target. John's obviously stressed his opinion that Cameron's not his favourite person. So it's just a matter of dropping the hints, stewing it a little bit, playing up, and just increasing the paranoia that's beginning to kick in amongst them all, because they're just all so tense.
Phil, thank you very much for that. I love the fact that he's just saying things like, goes up, just makes stuff up, just goes up and goes. The second person that nominated last week has now no chance of winning. They're all just looking at each other going,
I know, we're talking in riddles.
What are you talking about? That is all we have time for today, unfortunately. Thanks to Angela, thanks to Lisa, Will, and indeed, of course, Jane. She's our leader. Join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Your chance to influence the Saturday Night Challenge prize and more eviction predictions. Don't forget Big Brother tonight at 10. Take care. See you tomorrow.